Oh, hello, all friends, people watching now, people watching in the future, time travelers. Let me get my camera adjusted. Waiting on a special guest. You know what I'm talking about? To join the show. We're live on Kick. We're live on, of course, YouTube right now. Hard for me to monitor what's going on in Kick, but what's up, everybody over there? Same greetings to y'all as well. While waiting on the guest, I guess I'm going to start this episode. You know, I've been a lot going on. I haven't been able to go live. You know, my goal is to eventually go live every day. Yeah. I want to give a big thank you to the members, G Monana, Tiger, Simon. Yeah, they the support that support from them, you guys, means everything. For sure. But yeah, I'm unable to go live recently because I have been working on this cabin so much and working on my job. But hopefully here in the next by August we got to be moved into this cabin. So by that point in time, I think we should be good to go. Oh, pretty excited for that. I haven't really been doing anything in the greenhouse. I wanted to go to the meeting this year. Didn't get to go to the meetup. I haven't really been able to do too much with the greenhouse. You know, that's all. Got plenty of time. Oh, here we go. Are we having some connection issue? No.
Boom.
What's up? I'm hearing you good. I hear you loud and clear.
Let me readjust my box real quick.
Let me messing with your box on that.
Boom.
There we go.
Shorty.
What up, Shorty? I just got this message.
It's 10,000 goddamn degrees out here.
It has not been. I was reading the other day because I said, "Damn, it's hot." It was 92 here, but it hasn't been this hot in a lot of places in 10 years. And before that, it ain't been that hot since 1936. I was reading, and that led to the Dust Bowl combination of that heat.
I think we're gonna hit records this year.
It's hot in the UK right now too. It's getting 80, 90 degrees there in some places. It never gets that hot. I got 103 degrees 10 years ago as well in this one place, and it fucking never gets that hot there. You feel me? It's hot as fuck, and it gets that hot. It was 100 degrees in New York City the other day.
I think it might be. Well, what I'm leaning toward is just averaging themselves out. The last couple of years have been pretty cool, so we're gonna have to have a couple hot ones to make up for the average. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's.
I think this year the level shit back out.
Do you think it's something them fucking with the weather?
I don't think they have the power to deal with it on a national scale. Maybe a small regional scale.
Mm-hmm.
Direct effect, you know what I mean?
The seed and maybe all this chemtrails over the years has been leading up to this.
That could be it too.
Wow.
The people who say the ice age, it only started because of 18-degree temperature rise.
Oh, because it got hotter and made it
Enough to
ice
melt all
age
the.
go down.
Yeah, because they said right before the ice age there was abundance of crops. Every nation was able to feed themselves more than plentiful because the weather was perfect for growing. Trees grew, crops grew, therefore people and animals grew because they had an abundance of food. And 18 degrees was all it took to melt off the ice caps, and then you get all that cold water that gets pushed into the ocean, and that just creates cold spots on the other side of the planet, back and forth. You know what I mean?
Now that's Atlantis. You just sounded just like, you ever heard that song Atlantis by Donovan? This might sound slightly retarded.
I
You
know who
sounded just
Donovan is, but I
the
haven't heard.
beginning of that song. Yeah, that we get into the mystical realm of maybe what about what's they're doing? Do you think anything to do with like human? Not, it doesn't have to be gas, but let's say we're mining a certain like ore, we're mining coal. Not even coal. In ancient days, they're mining iron quite a bit and bronze and metals like that. And I had seen that.
No, I don't think mining really plays the effect on the environment that people think it does. At least not on a global scale.
This is what you sounded like just now, Hutch. I can only play like the first 10 seconds of it.
The continent of Atlantis was an island which lay before the Great Flood in the area we now call the Atlantic Ocean.
For some reason, now you reminded me of that.
It's fucked up.
Nah, dude. I believe, I don't know if human interaction with nature. I don't not say it again. Sorry.
Is the song still playing?
No.
I still hear it. I still hear it.
Nah.
Yeah. I hear something. You got some kind of background music playing?
I don't think so. That might be the Here we go.
There we go.
It might have been connected to my StreamYard background music.
No, but just like if you think, like I think there's land under Antarctica, and at one time it was habitable, it had life on it. And again, whenever the next ice age happens, it'll switch, and Antarctica will be open, and something else will be frozen. You know what I mean?
I 100%.
That's how I look.
I agree with that. I also believe that there have been past civilizations that have lived on these, like Antarctica right now, that's the frozen continent, right? Like you just said. And some of these other, like maybe this where we're at was once the frozen continent, you know?
We already know all this used to be covered because not 20 miles up the road, we've got glacial plains. The lakes and shit around me are like glacial lakes. So where you see like a whole bunch of Kansas and shit is just flat and ugly as fuck. It's because the glaciers melted and they just literally slid down and leveled out the landscape as they went. All this shit used to be under like a mile of ice.
Could you imagine witnessing such a thing? That'd have been crazy. Man. Yeah, and who's to say maybe we have advanced. I know I've talked about this before. I want to keep on like talking about it so I don't forget that I believe these things, is that perhaps they gotten into, past civilizations, dude, have gotten into combat with each other that could have led to the collapse of their civilizations. We had to restart over to this point again. Yeah. Oh, who we got in the comments? Let me see.
Yeah, what she said. It gets warmer before the ice age.
Milikonovic. That was the chick off of that movie of Bruce Willis, right?
No, that's Mila Jovovich. Close.
Oh man,
I was thinking the same thing too. I was like, what the fuck?
there ain't no more there ain't no more. Have you noticed this? There's no more superstars anymore. Like they don't have any actresses or actors coming out that are, they don't have any kind of. There's not even. I can't even think of any super sports stars at the level of your Mike Jordans or
It's
your.
the age of Aquarius getting ready to set in, is what that is. Everything follows a galactic timeline. The people are becoming more aware. Fame is becoming less of a fucking. I mean, more people are concerned about being famous than they are about famous people themselves. The whole, you know what I mean? The whole culture has shifted.
You think it's maybe becoming more real, huh? What up, Joe? What up, Muff?
Yeah, at least here in America, everybody wants to be a celebrity, and nobody gives a fuck about celebrities. You know what I mean? Like you still go to Japan and you'll still find fucking people who faint. You know, some Beatles, uh, Backstreet Boys, fucking who's that One Direction type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Japan has the super fans.
Yeah. But as far as America, yeah, celebrity is dead. People are more concerned about being celebrity than they are about following celebrities.
And the and we villain our celebrities here. We've gone to the point we villainize and associate them with terrible shit. You know, P Diddy. He. That was a very slippery case, but he got out of it, huh? You get slippery.
See,
The oil.
Backwoods thinks that he like I'm not speaking out for Backwoods, but what he was saying earlier is that he thinks he ain't going to get no time at all, like less than 10 years in time served.
I think
I
the
think
same.
he's getting with a RICO of some kind.
The Rico.
Yeah, federal indictment to where it's boom, you are officially racketeering and doing all that other shit, and then they can hit you with a fucking life imprisonment sentence.
But didn't they? If they dismiss those other two major charges, I don't know. I don't know. All the stuff with the Diddy thing, my opinion on that. I think that he, I don't know. It's more of like, because someone I was listening to, they said that Hugh Hefner did the same shit but never got in any trouble, and probably did this shit with actual underage girls, whereas there's no actual proof Diddy did shit with underage people. Besides, like the shit where they had like Justin Bieber and shit.
There's pictures of Diddy with underage girls, butt ass naked, like all the girls that he had. There's a famous shot of him eating sushi and shit off a naked chick. You know, they'd have some naked girl on the table, and she would be the table. He had a 13-year-old girl doing that shit.
That's diabolical. That's why the famous people here in America are fucked. They're fucked up. But no, I think that Diddy. And if he would have gone to prison, like I said, I do believe that he would have been like a prince and like a king. He would have been having them. They was already clipping his toenails, and because he has assets, many assets. Some of it. Do you see the pictures of his supporters outside of the courthouse today? They are holding bottles of baby oil. That's definitely a case of fucking people hiring homeless people to go like.
I don't know details enough to know exactly what he's guilty of, so I can't say if he deserves prison or not. But I know he deserves
He's
somebody
fucked
to
up.
lay some hands on him. You know what I mean?
He liked exactly. He. I know some of the details of some of the shit that he was accused. Like he was like the shit where he liked to watch people.
Yeah, he would hire people for his old lady and shit.
Yes, and then he would get her to rub off the. He would get him. Yeah, he would do very nasty shit on his nipples. Is that worthy of prison? Well, if it's what
Yeah,
you
we'll see. I don't know. I'm not surprised by anything anymore.
I know that shit's fucking. I'm trying to show you the picture of these guys this morning. Yeah, this whole.
So we'll see. I'm not surprised by anything anymore. He could get released tomorrow, or they could give him the fucking death sentence. Who knows at this point? It could go either way.
I was This is very. Oh God, you had me. Thank you for reminding me of Will Smith, Joe. Did you see that video of Will Smith the other day? He was in London with him and some other dude. They were just like dancing and singing, but nobody else in the crowd. They're all just sitting there like, what? The worst.
Yeah, he should have just quit. He would have had some kind of respect left. But the more he like that whole new album, I seen somebody did a review on it. It's called like "I Like Girls" or some stupid shit. It's like no, you don't, you fucking fag.
Oh God, he's doing that. Oh God, it makes sense that he would. I didn't think about it like that. It's like he got the I like girls and like, because he's trying to be like that's people are like secretly gay. They're gonna be like, oh man, I
Like that whole song. He's a 60-year-old washed up fucking star who is basically saying, I don't give a fuck if you're short, tall, skinny, or fat. I'm a sugar daddy and I will pay you for your time. That's literally what he's saying in that whole video.
He probably loves to watch too.
Yeah, he came out trying to act like he was, you know what I mean, like it was the 90s again with some poppy rap type shit. But it's literally fucking simp rap is all it is. It's fucking sad. Very sad and very fucking desperate. Oh, that's that one bitch. You know who that is? I don't know her name. I don't know if anybody knows her name. That is the same stupid bitch that ran up on Alec Baldwin in the bodega. She's the same bitch that was wearing a white wig and went after Myron Gaines like 2 weeks ago. She's been on like 4 or 5 different fucking things. Just stupid, erratic fuck. You know what I mean?
She's got a little bit of fame to her then, or something, huh? Then so this
yeah,
is
she was at the anti-Trump shit doing some stupid shit. She was on CNN. You know what I mean? That's literally what she's famous for. She is a celebrity for being a fucking belligerent fucking stereotype on the streets, no matter where she goes. That's what she's famous for.
Man, I need to get a car again soon. I want to start going to different shit in the street, like you know the people that go to people in the streets. Not necessarily being crazy like what she was doing. God, I hate her. I have seen her other videos.
At this point, there's no point in being out on the streets. It ain't changing nothing. Nobody's mind's getting changed either way. So you're just standing out there wasting time and getting hot and sweaty for nothing, getting your blood pressure up, because ain't nothing going to fucking change. I mean,
no.
What about still going to get deported?
Gets their Muslim man.
New York is dead.
But he's not just a Muslim dude. He's like a Stalinist communist kind of thing is his thing. He's an extreme left. He's a Leninist is what he is. What up, hillbilly?
Yeah. Hillbilly. Yeah, he is a disgrace to humankind. He's a disgrace as a man, and he is definitely a disgrace as a Muslim.
He's like extremely pro-gay and trans.
Everything about him is a contradiction. You can't sit up here and talk about your, you know what I mean, your proud Muslim heritage, and then turn around and say we got to defend trannies and fucking kitty touchers. No, that's not how that shit works. It's all fucking stage theater shit right at this point. Did I freeze or did he freeze?
I got frozen for a sec. What up, Teresa? Yeah, all this shit. I'm tripping about this shit. But I'm also at the same time finally got the shower into the cabin, got the hot water heater connected to it. Had to crawl underneath the house. I wanted to live stream a video whenever I was doing all this stuff, but it was way too hard. I'm sorry. We'll say that for later in the video. I feel like we're going through so many topics so quick. My bad.
Oh, you're good. It goes where it goes, man. Shit. Source stream,
Yeah.
whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, it's so much shit going on, dude. Like I've caught glimpses of all this other shit, but this cabin has been taking a hold of me for sure. Now, I got to get the a water pressure thing now to put on, so that way the shower can have water pressure coming out of it.
You need a pressure tank.
Yeah, something like that. It shouldn't be too. This is the first time in my life I crawled underneath the house. I attached the hot water and cold water shit to the main lines. And I've been learning this stuff.
Fuck yeah. See, it ain't hard. It's just getting down there and fucking doing it.
It's almost very similar. I look like to doing like these models I've been doing, but on a larger scale, more dangerous scale.
Are you at the cabin now?
No, I'm in the apartment still. We're still here for the next like 3 weeks. Yeah, but 3 weeks will be gone.
The rest of the month.
Yeah, we're here for the rest of the month. Once we get into the cabin, I'm gonna have to. I hope I won't have to do no expansion tank. Sounds complicated. I hope I won't have to do shit like that. There, let me pull the shower.
I think you just need a pressure tank.
That's not too hard, is it?
I'll be right back.
All right, chat. What do I connect the pressure tank to? What up, Sand? Here, I'll show you guys. For anybody who might not have seen it yet, I'm going to show you the shower that we installed. Let me see. See, mine's it's an electric tank. I have to go up for you guys. I have to go up with you guys soon. I want to go Sunday, possibly Monday. I think that shows like that represents your being a part of chat and your ability. Yeah, okay, that's just how much you comment in chat. Okay. It's kind of a newer thing YouTube's been doing. But this is the shower. I need to show you guys the cabin. Let me go to my... Let's see. We'll go to this kind of more recent one. Kind of give you an idea of where... So... This is kind of like where the main water line, the hot water heater is going to be on the other side of this wall where this dude's hand is at.
All right.
So what I'm thinking, that's him doing all that shit. We still got to do the bathroom sink. Oh, here it is. Here's a good little.
Are you connected to the water line that's connected to the house?
Yeah, there's a water line connected to the house and the trailer.
Do they already have pressure in the house and the trailer?
Yes.
Then you shouldn't need a pressure tank at all. You should be just fine with the...
There's no pressure coming out the thing, so I have to get this guys to look at it again with me, huh?
What do you mean?
Whenever they turn the shower on, I got my brother-in-law to turn the shower on. He turned it on. The water wasn't coming out good. He had said.
You should have the same pressure that's going into the house. The only thing that would make the difference is if somebody had a sink running or something in the house. Unless you still haven't chased. Yeah, that's why I was chased all the air out of the line. Did you bleed the line? What up, fish? Chat, I have no idea how many people are in here.
What up, fish?
See, I'm not sure if I did. I'm not sure if I did bleed the line.
It'd be as simple as turning it on. Make sure nothing else is turned on. You know, water wise, and just leave it open. Leave your new deal open until it comes out with some kind of pressure. Let's say if you ain't got pressure after about 2 or 3 minutes, then yeah, you'll need some kind of pressure tank. You figure $250 at most for a tank and all the fittings you'll need and all that shit. So
Well, that's not that would probably be one of the last like pieces I need
right.
to really get moved into there. So get the shower working. We got to get. We're just gonna let the kitchen sink run into the ground versus run into the main water line. What do you think about that?
Say that again.
We're gonna let the kitchen sink run into the ground versus running into the sewage line.
I don't see no problems with it.
I don't think so either.
I do the same thing with my bathtub. I don't run it septic.
So now I just texted the guy. I told him I was like, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I'll send you a picture of how my setup is after a while. It's simple as fuck. It's literally screw a piece in here, boom, good to go. You know what I mean?
How much square footage is your home?
490.
Okay, that's the tiny home size, 490. See, we're working with about 600 square feet. You know, and I'm telling my woman, I'm like, baby, that's not that small. It's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest. You know?
Giggity.
And as we start getting stuff moved into there more, that's really going to start taking shape.
Yeah. Walls. Go for your walls, man. Shelves fucking everywhere. Because you want to keep that floor space as open as possible.
There's there's a middle room in the trailer that we're clearing out. That's going to be like the studio, like the little office.
Hell yeah.
You know, so we'll have that as like the little studio. I'm also going to I have a wooden bed frame that's a good size. I could use it. I'm going to try and make that into a shed. We're going to make this dog fence. This shit, it's got a lot of shit to do still. You know, but I just felt like once we get moved in, man, I wish I could use your ass's help for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Right. Shit, if you were closer, you know I would.
I know. I'm gonna get my brother-in-law to run this for a couple of minutes.
What all you got left to do before your move-in ready?
We've got to finish the cabinets in the kitchen. We got to put the kitchen sink in, and we got to put the washer and dryer in. Really nothing.
The plumbing for all that still needs to be done?
No.
Oh, it's just actually putting stuff in. Good shit.
Just got to connect it, yeah.
Nice.
I got to get one more like P-trap kind of deal for the kitchen sink so it can run down. And then we got to do the dog fence too. Yeah, the dog fence. And we got to fix the other dog fence because there's 2 German Shepherds there. So we're about to be having 4 dogs, 2 cats, possibly 3 cats. Damn, a beagle ran up to the house a couple days ago. And they didn't know what to do. The person, 9-year-old man, owned it. They's trying to rehome it anyway. My son loved the dog, so fuck it. I hit my ex-wife up. I said, hey, I gotta tell you about this dog. So anyway, the dog ended up going home with my son to the big city. He's a little ass dog. Yeah, I called him Zippy. Hey, what up, Elusive? But yeah,
Hey.
it's pretty nice out there, for sure. We just tempted to want to keep it, and there is another one that I was thinking about training, but that's where we're petted out right now.
It's more of a burden than it's worth. I'm telling you.
Exactly, and I don't like necessarily have the time to spend with all them animals. You know?
The food cost adds up real fucking quick.
Yeah, yeah. So they're existing. No, I feel good about that whole thing with
And
the
then you
dog.
got to
I
walk
want
around.
to get. Yeah, I don't want to do no dog shit. I want to get some kind of goat. See, my dog's he's gonna be in a different area than these other two dogs.
Right.
And then this other dog, I don't know. It's a good dog, but we're trying to get it. We got to get it. We got to find. What do you know anything about mange? How to get rid of mange on dogs?
Shit, it's been a while since I've messed with anything that's had
I know.
mange.
It's difficult, huh? Like
Is it your dog?
No, it's not. No, it's my brother-in-law's dog.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been
It's like 3 or 4 years old.
every time. Take it to the vet. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of. Or Google it.
Yeah, he's afraid that they'll like think he was there. He's afraid to get in trouble.
For mange? No.
Yeah, what up, Chris? What you got going on, pimp? Chris knows a few things about construction too. My damn job's been it's been all right. It's a good job, but I want to transition. You know how like my dad. I don't even want to get into all that, but like I got into contact with his old boss, and his old boss is willing to hire me and this dude, that big guy you saw in that video with me, to do some work with him. And I'm thinking about trying to transition into learning about remodeling and construction, shit of that nature.
Is it more stable than what you got right now?
What I got right now is pretty stable too, honestly. I don't got a car yet. I still haven't got a car. I was planning on it, but I want to wait until after I get moved in.
Right.
You know, it's because I'm going to be an hour from my job when I move into this new place. And it would still be worth it to like go to my job and shit, drive the 2 hours a day.
Shit adds up quick.
It would add up quick, yes.
This will never get done. How close is the other place? Is it way closer?
It's like where I'm living at right now is like 10 minutes away.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I wish honestly I would keep on living in the apartment until like I said, I've been building my credit and doing what I can. Try to see what I could still do that, and I think it'd be easier doing it from this cabin.
Right. Yeah, I think you're gonna like the freedom a lot more than being stuck in a fucking apartment.
Yeah, I hate being uncomfortable here, and my dog always barking and shit because all the people, the fucking damn cop that lives above me. What up, Gunslinger?
Oh yeah, no noisy neighbors, no nosy neighbors.
Noisy or nosy.
It's gonna be good shit.
Yeah, this shit's out in the country, but this shit is almost like your neighborhood where I'm at over there, dude. Yeah, your shit.
Just most a few spread out here and there.
Yeah, this is my dog. But Yeah, it depends. Like, there's a whole bunch of country people. There's other people there, families and shit. But everybody's being quiet and keeping themselves and stuff. This is what I like.
Oh
Nobody's
yeah.
too. So we all got big yards and stuff around there, so it's kind of gives everybody space. A lot of my woman's family live out there too. So it's shaping up to be pretty good. We got the field bush hogged. I need to try to I got to fix something on this push mower to help, like, so I can mow the yard. So I look forward to doing. Because I've been having a weed eater on
I,
this.
I highly recommend a weed eater, steel weed eater, straight shaft.
Still weed eater, like the blades made of steel.
No, steel, the brand.
Okay. Shit, we got a weed eater right now. It's hard. It's a sputtering son of a gun too.
I would say it's a little bit. It's like or where I'm at, it was like $250. But I am on the 3rd year of using this thing, of literally having to mow, over 2 acres every couple weeks with nothing but that weed eater, and it's still running as fucking fresh as the day I bought it. You know what I mean? Ain't done nothing special to it.
But dude,
Gas, oil.
I almost had a heat stroke the other day weed eating. Fucking, I wasn't. I
Yeah.
need to now. I need to drink more water. Huh?
Yeah, don't fuck around with that heat stroke.
Dude, I was sitting there on the back porch just talking, and then all of a sudden I fell back like this and started going. I remember, you know how it is when you stand up too fast? My vision started getting weird like that. Everything is very strange. I got up and I told my brother, and I said, "Man, I don't feel good." And he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not okay." And I just stood up and tried to. My stomach was hurting. Everything was. I was. And I remember I went over there and laid on the ground, and I felt so good because it was in the shade on the cool ground. And I don't think he was supposed to do this. I'm not sure. Luckily, nothing happened that was bad. But he started pouring the water hose water on me. Then I went inside. I was feeling
Don't
good.
do that. You can
Yeah.
go to the shower then.
And I think that's what happened when I went inside, because then I went inside the house and stuff and sat down. While I sit in the chair, this thing I started feeling like lightheaded and shit, shaking. And yeah, I went back. I had to go lay back in the bed. Dude, it was crazy. So yeah, don't put water on you after you're having a heat stroke, right?
I mean, not like straight from the well water, because that shit's gonna be cold as fuck.
Ugh.
You mean like splash your face and stuff like that? You got to do it slow. You got to come down slow. That's what sucks about it. Drink warm water, room temperature water, not ice water, because your body can't absorb cold water. So drink room temperature water, and your body can actually absorb it more. You know what I mean? Slow sips, don't chug it, that kind of thing.
Lord.
And once you get it once, it's easier to get it next time. It's that much easier every time after that to get it. So, yeah.
You get more susceptible to the heat strokes.
Yep, every time.
I'll start again. Fuck, dude, I'm drinking water right now.
I mean, you're basically cooking yourself. So, I mean, think if you put a piece of meat in the oven for so long and then you stopped it, and then the next time you turn the oven on, it's already that much cooked on the inside. So, boom, you know what I mean? It's just boom. Same kind of product. You're just slow cooking yourself is literally all you're doing.
Wow. Whenever I was younger, I feel like I could have. I don't know. I need to start getting more healthy, but because I don't know, because I used to be able to do shit, work all day outside and shit like that. Like when I was like 20, 19 and shit, and just drink soda and then be okay. And then that happened the other day.
Yeah, stay away from that sugar and shit. Gatorade is technically supposed to be diluted
With what?
with water. I forgot what the exact thing is, but like a regular just chuggable bottle of Gatorade is supposed to be like a gallon of water or something like that. That was the original intent.
Fuck, that would make it so much easier to drink it than to get a gallon of water and if you drink that bottle of Gatorade.
I can't
That's
stand the taste of Gatorade anymore.
really.
It tastes like plastic to me. I mean, I don't
You
know.
can taste the artificial shit in it now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel of some things. A lot of things like I can't. I don't. I can't eat bread. Like I want to, but I know that that's not necessarily artificial. But like I can't eat bread, and there's I can't eat ramen noodles no more.
Yeah. Bread. I mean, bread is fake. Switch to real bread. You know what I mean? Like shit, you got to actually cut like a loaf
Mm-hmm.
of bread. That's
Yeah,
not
I like the thin
bleached.
bread. Yeah.
Stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about that. But yeah, I don't. I don't even like necessarily. Like if I mean a cheeseburger, that could be that's like almost like with the cheese combination, the cheese, the meat, and the bread and the sauces on the shit. That's a lot for your stomach to take in.
That's why I just been doing it. For most of the times, whenever we do hamburgers anymore, I'll just take the hamburger and double the size, and we'll just call them hamburger steaks, and just eat them like that. With you know what I mean? Eat
Yeah,
just a giant hamburger patty like a steak, no bread. You know what I mean? Just boom.
that's what I've been doing on it too recently.
You know?
Yeah, man. What? If I don't work this Sunday, I do plan on going live over there. I feel like it'd be easier to like do a live this time now that I got some more difficult shit. I asked my brother-in-law to turn the shower on for a few minutes. We'll see what he said.
Hey,
I feel like I'll be a lot more stressed and maybe clear-minded after all this. I ain't been able to focus on anything, but every day I've just been like, I want to move into this cabin.
right?
You know,
You said it's an hour away.
It's an hour away. Many people
Yeah.
who work many people work there drive from this town to that town.
Right. I was gonna say that is a long ass way to drive just to fucking to work on the land. I know when I did it, we were only 20 miles away, and I drove over here probably 4 to 6 days a week to you know what I mean do shit.
Yes,
20
dude. That's
miles
like
ain't shit.
any trip I make there, I gotta make it count. And I gotta be there all day. But you know, like I'd like to, if I could go there 6 days in a row, I could get this shit done. I feel like.
Right.
You know, and we still got a couple. We still got some acreage to mess with over there too on it. You know, I don't know what we were to put on it. I don't know. I have all kinds of different ideas with it, dude. But the thing is, getting moved in there. And I think my woman, she's becoming more comfortable with the idea of being in it now that she's seen it come together more and more.
Yeah. Once you get settled in, I mean, it won't be as stressful. It's the clusterfuck time right now.
You see all my shit. What up, Cherokee? You see all this shit on the wall? It's all gone. Soon the safe will be gone. I'll take on my Warhammer shit and move it soon.
Right.
Get that office cleared. I'm gonna have this set up is gonna be in that office. So the new live stream zone is gonna be in that the office on the trailer.
Oh
Shouldn't
yeah.
be bad. Shouldn't be bad.
I got to check the wiring in my shed. I have lost complete power somewhere between the fuse box and the first plug-in. So in the morning, I get to take all that shit apart and find out why it's not working.
Oh
I got my
god,
grow
that
light.
sounds fun, huh? You got your grow lights in there?
Yeah, it's the grow lights in the pantry, so there's an air conditioner in there. So the canned food's probably gonna have to get thrown out, but the lady should be fine.
Damn, was it a good meetup this year? I caught glimpses and pieces of some of the videos and the live streams that you did.
It was all right.
Fuck, dude, this is a year I definitely couldn't have made it for sure with all this shit I got going on.
Hell, I got my smoke break from this morning got struck halfway through the stream because I was showing off the game pieces for the board, the game board. I got the little guns in, and they're little necklace pendants, so they're only like the biggest one is like 1.5 inches long, right? Little pistols and stuff like that. I showed it on a live stream, and they cut my live stream and fucking they're
Really?
investigating for improper gun use per community guidelines. So anybody who was watching this morning, that's what happened to that stream. I got hit with you're flashing guns on the screen.
So I can't show this Lego pistol. Right, damn,
pretty much.
Damn, this is some borderline communist. Not, I would say, I don't know what how they. That's AI. That's got to be they have the AI flag in anything like that. I think.
Yeah, I think
investigate it.
I think they want everybody to go to Rumble. Rumble's just a bitch to navigate. How many people you got in the chat right now?
We got 6. So we've had up to 15 in this chat so far. Oh, right in the chat though, we have 6 people actively talking.
A random poll. I'm going to ask this on every live stream that I'm on for the next 2 weeks. How many people in the chat use Rumble?
Teresa says Rumble sucks.
Yeah, it's a bitch to navigate.
Yeah, and it has so many ads on it too.
And a lot of their stuff is behind paywalls, and it's like scheduled on. You know what I mean? It's too TV station, not enough freedom of time schedule. If that makes sense.
Turkey doesn't use it either. I would like. I've often considered. So I like using Kick as well because Kick is similar to YouTube, but you can show guns, or you could show show a whole movie on Kick. And Kick is something I think you should look into as well.
Yeah. Twitch. There's
no,
that
Kick
Twitch.
is better than no. Twitch is different. Kick is more extreme. It's still young. It's like 2 years old, but Kick is this shit that has your Aiden Rosses, Sneekos, douchebag kind of shit, Sneeko, but you can like get away with shit on Kick, and they still have their audience and their like monetizations and shit on Kick.
I ain't gonna lie, I really don't look forward to trying to set up anything else new at all.
It's hard. It's hard, and it took me. You know what I'm saying? It took me like 4 years to finally start getting my YouTube channel going. I feel like, honestly,
I don't even like Twitter. Twitter is just pure fucking trash on fucking Twitter.
If
like,
it's
there's
not
some
violent,
good shit, but it's fucking trash.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of gratuitous violence and sexual shit.
I'm slowly getting to the phase to where it's like, okay, social media is the fucking devil, and it's slowly getting kind of played out. You know what I mean? Because everybody's on it, and then fucking you look at the content that's out there now, tens of trillions of hours of fucking twerking, people randomly shooting shit up in the air. You know what I mean? Just the most stupidest fucking shit you could possibly fucking imagine. And I don't want to contribute to that dumb shit. You know what I mean? It's too fucking much.
You could have
I want the whole thing to die down. Like the whole culture of social media, I kind of want it to die. I'm not gonna lie.
What's up, Sophia? But you could uplift it though. It could be like, you know, what our genre. We could truly I believe we could truly uplift from like the kind of, it's like I feel like all like those guys that's all on a really self-absorbed kind of, they're like really into themselves kind of deal. Charleston White, he used to be doing shit just like what we're doing, and look at him now.
Yeah, but still,
he still does some.
At the end of the day, he's got a little bit of money in his pocket, and realistic, like, you know what I mean? Charleston White is the fucking shit. Dude's cool as fuck. But who the fuck is he? You know what I mean? It's the same. It's the same thing with anybody who is on the internet right now. Name anybody who makes content right now on social media, and I will ask you to say, who the fuck are they? You know what I mean? So it's
like, exactly. They have a lot of these people. They had one viral moment, and then that set up their whole career. Like Hot Tub Girl and a couple other people. You know, and that set them up in their whole.
Social media is the new MTV. You know what I mean? When it was just a radio and you could be a fugly troll-looking son of a bitch and be the #1 band in the fucking world. Then they busted out MTV and they started busting out the whores and the fucking the feminine ass men, changing the culture. No, you got to look this way to represent, you know, that whole fucking thing. And they're doing the exact same thing with social media right now. It's the exact same thing. It's not even fucking worth it anymore, because the only people who are getting famous are the people who are allowed to get famous by the algorithm. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of people who put in work and they deserve it and blah, 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 but that's the exception doesn't justify the rule. You know what I mean? There are literally billions of people on social media daily, and less than 1,000, 10,000 at most are global celebrities. So everybody's chasing the same dream, but at the end of the day, the dream is, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? It's empty fucking filler shit. It's a quick way to make money that doesn't really exist. You know what I mean? You're not creating anything but entertainment. Like I said, everybody wants to be the celebrity. Everybody wants to be the Joker. Look at me, pay me to dance. Nobody creates anything at all of value, of substance, something physical. Nobody does it. Make me laugh and keep me busy for an hour at a time. That's all anybody provides anymore. It's fucking trash.
Nothing that'll last, huh?
Yeah.
And you said earlier at the beginning of the episode, you feel as if stuff like that is changing from that direction.
No, that's what it's getting deeper into.
It's getting deeper into it.
Yeah. Because the culture has shifted, like I said, from celebrity worship to I want to be the celebrity. So if you've got a world where everybody thinks that they're the famous one, you get the entitlement, you get the fucking the bitch mentality and that kind of behavior. You know what I mean? The over-sexualization of every fucking thing. It's the me, instant gratification. You know what I mean? Nobody can be famous because in everybody's head they are the fucking star.
I'm trying to show you the this is what I think the future of music's gonna be. I'm sure you've already seen this. I'm sure everybody has, but
Right.
I heard that this is actually real.
Yeah. He literally has a whole album.
All the same song, but different beats.
He is deaf hip hop star from Africa somewhere. I can't remember. Zimbabwe, I think, something like that.
I'm trying to find this. I heard this one chick. She said something. He's from someplace fucked up. Yeah, he was on what's that? Do you think they do shit like this in Zimbabwe? The Pride Parade. What are they doing? What happened in Washington Square Park?
It's hard to tell.
Who knows? Who fucking it? Here's a picture of Diddy at the courtroom today. Painting.
Like, I really hate that dude. I've always been a West Coast fan, so I admit my bias toward anything New York. It has always been extremely gay to me. You know what I mean? So I've never liked Diddy. I kind of, you know what I mean? They said, I don't know if he's guilty. I just know somebody needs to whoop that ass.
Have you seen him in Get Him to the Greek? He wasn't really that funny in that, honestly. You can tell his acting was fucked up.
I mean, looking back on everything now, that you know what I mean, the '90s kids, our whole fucking childhood has been shook because you had the Huxtables and the shit like that, and they all turned out to be fucking deviants and rapists and pedophiles, bullies. You know what I mean? Con artists. It's fucked up.
And it didn't take too long. It only took like 15, 20 years for them to...
We are on Tropicana.
You seen this shit in Vegas?
In front of the Walmart. Every last one of the light poles, the electricity poles are down.
Oh, damn.
Goes for miles.
See that? I mean,
got no power.
I get it, but that's fucking genius.
What do you think that is?
This goes for miles.
I'm thinking that is a domestic terror attack, in my opinion. I think the people who are burning cities are getting organized and coming up with smart ways to do shit. You know how long it's going to take to fix that? You literally disrupted. It's impossible to say. That is organization right there, is what that is.
Yeah.
They are getting smarter. They are getting more strategic.
Oh, God.
It's coming, man. I'm telling you, it's coming. These people have been training. We've been sitting back laughing at these motherfuckers, and they've been training, looking at blueprints, plotting, working with smart motherfuckers. Oh, yeah, it's coming, man. It is coming.
I'd like to study more into them. They do have like the John Brown Gun Club, the LGBTQ gun clubs and shit like that. They're like they have like the Red Scarf Gun Club people. They have like quite a few members.
Salute Your Shorts. Yeah, Salute Your Shorts was my shit there for a while. My step grandma was a babysitter, and we used to have to watch all that shit. Rugrats, Salute Your Shorts. I can't remember the fuck Power Rangers back then.
What is Salute Your Shorts? I'm not familiar with that. I don't think I might not remember it.
It is before your time, I do believe. Salute Your Shorts was the that was like the campground one, right? That was kind of fucking borderline Goosebumps-ish type thing. It's been a lot of pot since then. Right. Hey, screenshot that and send it to me. That's going to be a thumbnail right there.
Here you go. That is funny. Let me see. I guess this guy found a stingray in New York City. Chinese restaurant. They're excited too.
What's on the menu? Yeah, man, clean it up, man. What, that was chef, right?
See them Jamaican niggas fry that shit, bro.
They said I want.
Jamaican niggas catch that shit and fry it.
Look at
that makes me happy.
Do you think he got some good money off of that?
I'm actually happy to see that because he probably went out there and fished and caught that himself.
Yes, he did. He was Jamaican. I fucking
Yeah,
guaranteed he went out and caught that.
that's what I'm saying. I used to. There's a few Chinese restaurants in the Kansas City area. They would buy soft-shelled turtles.
God dang, I know some country ass motherfuckers that go out there be selling them turtles too, huh?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my god, they be.
The fuck is that? Is that like a robot version of soccer?
This is the new Chinese sport they got. They're doing they're trying to take humans out of sports in China, and now they're doing the soccer with robots.
Do you see how fucking advanced that is? Ridiculous, man.
They have the skills of 5 to 6-year-old children. It says they programmed in, so they're like little leaguers.
Man,
I know this shit. This is what's gonna take us out right here. They think that they can.
And those of you who are still alive in 20 years, that's going to be affordable enough for everybody to have one. Watch.
Oh God! Make sure you treat it nice, though, guys. So if they uprise against us, they'll spare you.
No, you keep a bottle of vinegar open and ready. If they come at you, be like, I will rust the shit out of you right now.
I would own one. I would own one for sure. I wish I had like a robot to help me out with all this housework right now.
I wouldn't mind a yard robot. Just fuck.
I'd have a yard robot and a house robot.
No, I don't want one in the house.
I don't want no that. Have you seen that movie with Megan Fox in it recently?
I have not seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I can't get into that shit, man.
Look at this. Do you know this guy?
No,
This is
no idea.
This is Nipsey Hussle.
The rapper?
That was the last photo taken of rapper Nipsey Hussle before his murder. This is fucking. Fox News says cannabis use raises risk of heart attack and stroke more than cocaine and other drugs. According to Fox News, major review.
That is maybe one of the most retarded things I've ever heard in my life.
They've been trying to put out shit about marijuana, saying that it's. They've been trying to put out shit about marijuana. I thought this was GTA 6 trailer, saying that it causes all kinds of fucked up shit.
There are still, even in 2025, there are still those old school fucking Bible Belt conservatives, rhino types. You know, the older than boomers types in the boomer generation, right at the edge there, that are still pushing for that outdated, archaic fucking legislation. Like we got up the road from us, when Missouri legalized its marijuana recreationally, the only people who were against it in the entire fucking state were a coalition of small town churches, like less than 1,000 people population type churches. You know what I mean? Just old school fucking complacent. So in about 10 years, most of those people are going to be dead. Just statistically. You know what I mean? That's why we're going to see a big culture shift here in the next 10, 15 years. The boomers are almost out. I mean, it is what it is. Y'all are getting old.
You're talking about people born in the 1930s? Or before?
I'd say 40s to 50s, somewhere in that range. You know what I mean?
I can't believe I've just heard this. Did you know this? Trump.
That was fake. Yeah, I want to start getting more. I want us to fucking. I know this sounds a little. What's up, Steph? I heard about that too, Cherokee.
I
They're
heard none of that.
investigating it. They're investigating it as a domestic kind of deal as well, terroristic kind
Do
of
you
situation.
believe the Idaho forest fire sniper story that they're putting out? The single guy, and they shot him, or they found him with a gunshot, or whatever the fuck it was. But yet they reported that the shots were coming from 2 different directions, and they found one guy dead, and they called that good. I don't personally believe it, but I'm a conspiracy theorist. So
that's connected to the 2 people, the 2 what is it, 2 cops I got, the firefighters.
yeah, the firefighter stuff.
I don't know anything yet, but I'm about to research some of it. What about
Sorry.
those 3 firefighters that got killed last year, fucking in New Jersey or Minnesota?
I remember some from Texas, I think.
I think that's the one. It was
Where
like
they
went out.
They called and ambushed them from like a high, like a 3-story or 4-story building or some shit like that, warehouse or something. I can't remember.
God,
Dude, there's been so many of them that the shit all runs fucking together anymore.
You know, people have been putting out American History X memes on the fucking fire. I've been seeing that shit all over my Facebook, and I get the fuck off of here.
That's what I think. It's only getting worse. Like, the culture is fucking trash. Like, it's hard to watch anything anymore because everything is just fucking. You can't get away from it anymore. The gay shit, the race shit. That you're getting robbed by everybody. Your food's poisoning you. You know what I mean? Everybody's an asshole. It's fucking everywhere. Get out
At
to
least
the
we're
woods.
not like the UK or France yet.
We're getting there. I mean, some places. The only reason we're not as bad as them is because we're so fucking big. That is the only reason we're not a nation of fucking commies and pussies right now. It's just because we're just way too fucking big. That's literally the only thing. If America falls, it's going to be like some kind of secession or balkanization to where some states or regions just split off. You know what I mean? Like, we're way too big. We'll split up like the USSR did. You know what I mean? California and the Pacific Northwest could be our little fucking Korea, or fucking Ukraine. You know what I mean? Type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that we need to balkanize anyway.
I think the problem is, like, it's good that America's split up into 50 states, but it's kind of like, were those designed to be 50 countries in the long run? Were they meant to be able, I mean, technically, countries were meant to be able to secede like that. That way they can already have their borders drawn. So, in theory, the Constitution and the way that the map progressed was based on the fact that if each state wanted to be its own nation, they had the borders established to do so, for the most part.
See, I don't think that they were like. Maybe they're afraid of the unit of that. Because I feel like some states I can see some of like this the similarities in the culture of states as well, like North Carolina and Tennessee.
Right. Well, that's why I say it would be, for the most part, it would probably be regions. So you take like Virginia, the Carolinas, West Virginia, you know, and maybe one other state touching that, and boom, that would be its own Kentuckistan or some shit. You know what I mean? It'd be like that.
Love to live in Kentuckistan.
Right.
I don't know, but Hillbilly says, do you think we'll see the full separation of states in our lifetime?
I think, I don't know the age of a lot of people in here, but I kind of was Hillbilly, me, and Pilgrim in our lifetime. I think we will see a state secede and break off and be its own nation.
God. Yeah, okay. I bet you like the other place that they didn't succeed from is going to be tripping at them. Going to be trying to.
It's been on the books for a while. There are 7 states who have had it on the books now petitioning to secede from the nation. The whole West Coast, you know, Oregon, Washington, California. I think Idaho was on there. And I can't remember exactly who the fuck was on it, but there's like 7 states who are actively petitioning. There's some on the East Coast too. I think Alabama might have been one. I can't remember. But it's on the books, but there just has to be they don't have enough support from the overall nation yet to do it. I think once we start getting more Newsom type behavior in California, it turns into a little bit more shit. All those, once they turn a little bit more communist and a little bit more fucking full of terrorists, I think it'll be a lot easier for people to accept, okay, yeah, we don't fucking need them. California has not contributed anything to this nation, you know what I mean, to offset its debt in a long fucking time. Like a lot of these states are just costing us money around the rest of the fucking nation. Cut them off. Let them do it on their own. You know what I mean? I think it should be a way easier path for states to be able to secede from the nation. You know what I mean? If the people want it, give it to the fucking people. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it all comes down to the people. If that's what the people of that state want, fucking give it to them. But they got to get the consequences that come with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for better or worse, you know. Like, as you know, like I feel like we'll see we'll be in the comeback part of our history. I think we're going to see two things: that separation of a state, but I also believe that before that happens, we're going to be recovering from some major war we just had with another country or something, possibly that would lead up. I think something extreme is going to have to happen for the state to actually split off the country like that.
I would lean toward, this is just my theory. I know a lot of people say it's impossible, but fuck you, I disagree. I think a state like California, Washington, Oregon, potentially New York City. I mean, you don't really need the whole state. You need just the ports and be able to come in, you know what I mean, access. I think that these states and cities would openly welcome foreign invaders. I mean, they're literally doing it now by calling them sanctuary cities. You don't think if China was, we already see all the talking that Newsom's been doing with China, cleaning it up. They've got plans in the works for California to be China owned, essentially. You know what I mean? It ain't going to take shit for them to be like, hey, we're going to bring over 100,000 people, just kind of spread them here. Boom, you've been invaded. So imagine if you do that in every city up the coast, New York, you know what I mean? We've already been invaded. It's not going to affect the whole country because they don't need to affect the whole country. They just need to control the population and where the money is. New York City is where the money is.
What if there's a possibility of this? I don't want to sound xenophobic, but because it's like a 6,000-7,000 year old civilization. So to do a long waiting game, let's just say they didn't send people back in the 60s and 70s and they had families and those families had families. Now there are people my age and shit who have kids and shit, my kids' age, and they're teaching them. They're like, all right, we've been doing this shit for 3 generations. We're getting prepared to fucking infiltrate into this country.
And you're seeing a lot of it now on social media with the kids, 14, 15, who are out there protesting against ICE right now. Bitches are taking their babies to these ICE marches. You see the kid that got maced?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Some bitch out there trying to protest against ICE had like an infant in a stroller and it got maced. Sorry about your luck. You know what I mean? Why the fuck are you bringing a baby to a riot? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different than like a kumbaya kind of shit, but you're going to some shit, you know, there's going to be violence at you.
See, that's the mentality is they think, oh, if we do this or, you know, you're not allowed to touch us. You've seen, how many of these videos have you seen to where they're catching the touchers who are going to meet up, you know, 13, 12-year-old kids and shit, and they catch them in the grocery store, shit like that. Or you catch one of these soy boys trying to rob a store and they get caught and held down. You can't touch me. You're not allowed to touch me. You know, all that. Like they literally think that if they believe you're not allowed to touch them, then you're not allowed to touch them. You know, they have that the psychosis of not being in reality. That's why going hands-on is literally going to be the only way to snap these people out of the fact that, yeah, you can get touched. You're not special. And that's where the country's heading, because that's the only thing we understand.
Yeah, they slap the fucking shit out of a lot of these guys. They do.
Like the guys on the horses. Have you seen them, the NYPD or the LAPD on the horses with the fucking just beating the shit out of people with them long ass sticks? Like, fuck yeah, beat the shit out of them people. There's some old man, 60-some, 70-year-old man came up and tried to push on the police horse. All this shit going on behind him, trying to push on the horse and shit. Like, yelling at the fucking cop. That cop reared back and knocked his motherfucking old ass on the head. He went back and stumbled into the crowd. They're like, why would you hit an old man? Like, bitch, don't touch my horse. That's what we need. Yeah. That's what people need to realize. It's a fake tough guy culture. Everybody out there thinks that they're a fucking killer in the safety of their car with the road rage and all the bullshit, screaming and cussing at everybody because they think they can't be touched. Keyboard warriors. When you get out there into the real world and you start getting touched, that's when you know shit gets real. And that's what we got to do, because these people, we literally got 2 generations who have grown up solid thinking that they are the toughest motherfuckers on the planet and they are entitled. Physical is the only way to make them understand that that's not real. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're headed. It's got to happen. Not nationwide, but it's going to be widespread enough to be noticed. You know what I mean?
I think that all of the kids who are like 5, between the ages of like 0 and 8 right now, will be the ones, when they become our ages, they will become the ones who will destroy this kind of like dumbass shit, you know? Like, I don't think they're going to be into like the liberal shit no more.
That's what I think the only direction we've got with Elon Musk being a bitch trying to start the American party. First of all, fuck Elon Musk and whatever party he's trying to start. You're a fucking foreigner. I don't give a fuck about your advice on American politics. Build your robots. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's fuck Elon Musk all day, every day. The fact that he has enough people to try to split the party shows that after Trump, the GOP might be dead. The thing that scares me is Trump's got it set up to pretty much be a legacy, and his whole family is going to own the GOP. What is his daughter-in-law that runs the GOP? You know what I mean? His kids are lined up in spots. He's creating a legacy for Barron or Don Jr., whoever the fuck wants to step up as a politician to step up. And it's kind of creating a Trump party, a Trump family legacy, versus a full-blown communist, what used to be Democrat Party. Because the Republican Party right now, everybody is switching. All these Democrats that are switching over, Bill Maher, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, all these big names, like, oh my God, they're on our side now. They only switched because they didn't want to be full-blown communists like their party. They're still the Democrats who have been trying to tear us down for the last 20, 30 years publicly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So as of right now, the GOP, the Republican Party itself, is a large majority of turned over Democrats who are Democrats within the last 10 years. So technically, the whole party is just switching from not as extreme liberal to still socialist wanting Democrat. That's all the GOP is now. So pay attention to that, because the parties are going to switch. In the next 10 years, the parties are going to switch. The shit is dead. Communists are full-blown taking over the Democrat Party. Anybody who's left to represent old school Democrats, they're old as fuck. They're done. You got Pelosi, you got Schumer. Them motherfuckers are 70-some years old, almost 80. They're dead in 10 years. The only people running the Democrat Party are the AOCs, the
Cory Booker.
You know, the Cory Bookers, the fucking Al Green, the Sharptons, whatever the fuck is, you know what I mean? That's the Democrat Party, right? That's the only future for it. The BLMs, the Antifas, the socialists, you know what I mean?
They say Laura Trump is running for some kind of office in North Carolina.
See, I hate legacy politicians. I hate it. I don't give a fuck whose family you are. Trump should be the only name, or the only person with that name, to run in politics for at least 5 generations.
Agreed.
I don't give a fuck if it's city council. There should not be any more of this legacy politics bullshit. Not until at least they get term limits dialed in. If you put term limits in, I'll be all right with legacy politicians.
See, but they don't. I don't. This all they wouldn't do shit like that because all this shit they get paid by all these people anyway, right? Like all the companies, these people's families own all the lobbyist companies, right? This shit. The term limit. Now, what is that? By term limit, does that mean for a family? You're meaning by that?
Well, like Pelosi and Schumer, as long as you keep getting voted in, you can stay, kind of thing. Like a governor can only do like 6 years. So every 6 years, it's mandatory to do another governor. There's 2 years in the Senate, but a governor is mandatory. You can only do 6 and out. Like a president, you get 2 terms and out. But the Senate and the Congress, as long as they keep voting you in, you can stay in. And that's where all the money and the corruption is coming from, is those lifelong politicians.
God, do you think these young people? They probably got some dirty tricks under their sleeves and shit too. I think it seems like a game though. It seems like it's not really capitalism or communism. It's some kind of other shit they got going on.
It's full-blown idiocracy. You ever seen the court system in Idiocracy, the movie? That's literally what they want. They want to scream and yell and let the crowd vote over emotions. Like, we don't want to hear your story. We think you're guilty. Guys, is he guilty? Yeah. All right, kill him. That's literally the court system that they want. And they show it to us every day. That's, you know what I mean? That is the future of this country, is we're going to have a full-blown communist, proud fucking red. Is the future is man.
The ultimate goal with communism would lead to an idiocracy style government?
It has to. It does everywhere else. You take away the education, you keep them entertained, and you put them to work. I mean, look at the people now. They're already primed and ready to be fucking little worker bees. You get the universal basic income kicked in to where everybody's getting paid to just exist. Oh, you know what I mean? Good to go.
I would say I would want to opt out of that, but if everybody got that shit, I'd say try to use like the first couple of months like to really like invest, because after that it's not going to be worth anything, huh?
Yeah, it ain't gonna be worth shit the day they put it out.
You think the day of?
Yeah, everything is gonna sell out, and to restock them shelves, you're gonna get that upgraded price. You get one purchase, and it better be a quick one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's why you'll see them countries with the like I got a picture of it. I don't know where it's somewhere in Africa, but it's literally a $1 billion bill. You know what I mean?
231. What up, brother? Of what? It's a $2 million bill from their country.
Yeah,
that's worth like what? Like 25 cents here in the U.S.
Right, if that. Right. Right.
Damn, I'd like to take a couple trillion of their dollars, go over there and like buy some shit or something, you know? We need like, how come more people don't like, do you think it's hard to invest in land in the Congo?
Yeah, because warlords are going to take your shit. You're going to be taxed. You're going to be feed. You know what I mean? There'll be all kinds of fines and shit.
That'd be stressful for the dude I'd have over there watching over the shit.
Right. And then just being in that area alone, you're going to have global permissions to the WHO, the UN, because that's, the heavily war zoned area is going to have access and all that other shit. So you know what I mean?
How come there ain't none of these like militia groups or anything ever go to a country like Congo or Haiti or a place that's like, or Venezuela or some shit, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like try to take a piece of it.
They do, but I mean, realistically, there is no way to stabilize Africa unless you ethnically cleanse it. Because like in South Africa alone, there's 7, 8 different, like tribal cultures and shit who don't want to assimilate to the other. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things. And when you get out into the Congo, you got the Muslims, the extremist Muslims, the warlords. You know what I mean?
Those warlords are not good guys.
Yeah, it's just too chaotic because everybody wants to kill everybody else. Everybody wants to take over. And you got rebels who want to control the government. There's drugs. There's the poaching. There's the mines. And I mean, think how many of these countries literally get billions of dollars in gold and diamonds and rubies and all this other shit. You know what I mean?
And it's like, where? How come they don't got shit to show for it? That's not they like. That is fucked up.
That's why they won't take diamonds. You know, the blood diamonds from Africa is because the treatment of the miners themselves. If they would clean up the mining situation and allow for humane treatment and wages, then all of that shit would be able to be sold on the global market. They just refuse to do it.
Picture this: an American militia with about 100 dudes in it, and then you got like a local tribe allied with you over there. Take over a diamond mine. That's the kind of shit you fly over there and you know you're gonna stay there forever. It's gotta go.
But you figure if there's a diamond mine in Africa, chances are that dude's probably got access to a Cold War era helicopter or some sort. You know what I mean?
I've often thought this was like Haiti. I feel like a place like Haiti, though, that's so close to the U.S. People could get there. The next meetup we could do could be damn in Haiti. We'd be like taking over a town there or some shit. Like,
hey,
bringing them peace and prosperity and bringing the happiness that they've never known.
I've never once hit it. I claim it proudly, proud colonizer. I think every once in a while maps need to be redrawn. Some cultures need to be wiped out. Some cultures need to be saved. It ain't for me to say which one. You know what I mean? If I had the choice, I'd decide. But
with that kind of shit, you just got to keep sometimes you got to keep the women and children alive, and
why
everybody else. And I'd say sometimes you don't. But if you want to get a sizable population going, though, based off the original 100 dudes that landed and took over that part of that area, you'd have
I get that there is a necessity to keep some of the women and children and integrate them into the society and the culture, but it's not mandatory. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've never hit it. Fuck Hamas, fuck Palestine. I hope every one of you sons of bitches get burnt to a fucking crisp. You and for 10 generations, every living generation of Palestinian who is not in America, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're in Palestine, fuck you. It is what it is. Have you seen the shit that they teach their children from kindergarten up is literally terror and hate from the day that they are fucking born. In the schools, that, you know what I mean? They hide behind the hospitals. They act like there's a whole bunch of good people there. There may be, but sucks to be you. The culture life, promoted has gone way too far. You just need to be wiped off the map. It is what it is. There was a deal the other day to where they were having some kind of fucking march over there. And these Palestinian women were offering up their children as human sacrifices to the Hamas people. You know what I mean? As to do with what they want. It's a trash culture.
Yeah,
I stand up. I get it for those who disagree with me. Some people, I get it, but my stance, some cultures need to just be wiped off the face of the map. It is what it is. Sodom and Gomorrah, would you go back and save some of those people just because? Sometimes the place is Sodom and it just needs to fucking go. You know what I mean?
The memory can live on, even if one of the memory will still live on in them and shit, and they can still spread it.
Rip!
What up, Rip? That's the same area as all that stuff too. For sure. Everybody's sure, like we have all them fighting, but nobody's wanting to I don't know. I would be interested in checking it out. Not necessarily the combat, but maybe watching it,
No other country that borders Palestine will let their people in to their country because they're a nation of troublemakers.
A bunch of scoundrels.
Right? At a certain point, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I would like to actually. I've never seen anybody like. I've never seen someone talk to a Palestinian. You only see them on the news and they're translating it with the little white.
I've known a few of them in the Kansas City area and in my vacation. You know, hanging around the mosque and stuff. Some are good people, got good families. Some are fucking batshit crazy extremists, and they don't fucking care about hiding it. You know what I mean? Their beliefs. There's a mix. There's good people in Palestine, but this is what your country is known for: promoting terrorism. This is what your public schools push. This, you know what I mean? You accept it, so you accept the punishment that comes along with the lifestyle that you choose to live in. There was free travel to Israel. You know what I mean? These people could have left the country if it was that bad. If they hated what was going on so much, these terrorists promoting this shit, teaching their kids to be, you know what I mean, fighters and kill Jews, do just whatever the case may be. They accepted it. They let it happen. So you got to go. Sorry.
Yeah, you reap what you sow, kind of deal.
That's right.
Yeah, they the whole and I was watching this documentary the other night with my woman on HBO Max, and this shit's been going on since like the 50s. They've been like Hamas, they've been just constantly trying to do this shit. Yeah, dude, I was watching. I guess terrorism used to be like more hardcore back in the 70s and 80s as well. Hamas, they was really doing some killing back then.
The Libyans. Remember from Back to the Future? That was my first introduction to terrorists, was Back to the Future. It's the Libyans!
Oh, God, yes.
I still want that van to this day from when they drove around the mall parking lot. He got up there with that RPG. I was like, I want that fucking van so bad. I think it was a little Toyota.
You rewatch that movie. I have to rewatch again because I'm going to have to rewatch Spaceballs now, too.
And then you had what was it, the 80s? Rip, you're fucking old as shit. You remember this. When was it, the 70s or the 80s when there was the hostage negotiations at the embassy? Which terrorist was that? I think, or was it was like something at the Olympics?
79. Oh, the Olympic, the shit, the Munich. That's a badass movie with Eric Bana. I don't know the year of that one.
80s.
Look at Munich. They sent like Mossad agents to hunt down fucking the terrorist after that. And they spent like that was a good movie.
All right.
That shit. I don't know about this fucking world, dude. You know, Iran, they're trying to put the guy they're trying to put in charge of Iran, though. He seems like he's I don't know. He don't seem too cool either.
I don't think we're going to get anything good from Iran for a long time. That would have to be, you would have to wipe out a giant chunk of the population.
Yeah, and we've been treating them like bitches forever. I'm not saying they don't deserve it necessarily, but they just want to. I mean, Iran ain't never done no shit to the U.S. if you think about it, right? Like, they just want to fucking be in Iran. They don't want to be doing their shit, living their life.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the things that led to the overthrow of their government could be related to policies that other countries had put on them before that.
Right. I don't know enough about the Middle East to know if there's even an opposition party to take things over, to take it back like it was in the 70s and 80s when Iran was beautiful. Yeah. Iran with swimsuits and shit.
Yeah, it's like the Dalai Lama kind of shit. Like he's the leader, but he's technically not because he lives outside he's about to die soon too. He's a weird kind of pedophile guy, I think, as well.
Yeah, he is a weirdo.
He's about to die.
I'm betting he's touched a ladyboy or three in his day.
Guaranteed fact.
I'm going on the record right now. The Dalai Lama has had sexual relations with a lady boy at one point in his life. I'm calling it right
Maybe
now.
4 or 5 points. He but his succession cycle, the whoever's going to take over from next, becoming a bigger and bigger deal every day, because the Tibetan government and China owning it and all that controversy. China says that they're going to go back to a different way of finding the Dalai. The Dalai Lama is reincarnated,
Right.
so they pick out names from a pot. To do it versus how Dalai Lama was going to, but it's got to happen when he dies. But China is wanting to influence. They're probably going to put the same name 1,000 times in the pot.
Which religion does the Chinese Communist Party actually subscribe to?
They are officially atheist. The party doctrine is an atheistic it's a scientific atheistic theology.
Because I know they lock up Muslims, and I know that they, if like you get caught with a Bible or some shit, it's a crime.
They allow Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, and shit like that only because of it's so connected to their culture for the thousands of years.
So, does the Dalai Lamas say have anything to do with the Chinese government as a whole? Like if Xi Jinping. You know what I mean?
Only his say has anything to do with that.
No, I'm saying, but would he be influenced by the Dalai Lama?
No, because the Dalai Lamas, because the Tibetans have a different Buddhism than the Chinese people practice. There's different Buddhism. The Tibetans' Buddhism is it's different. That's why the Dalai Lama is a central figure in it. But it's still all Buddhist stuff. As actually, the Buddhism the Dalai Lama follows is the same kind the Yuan dynasty followed. That was the Mongol dynasty, Kublai Khan dynasty of China. This shit, it's all very confusing, dude, because they've switched. Like Tibet is it's about as big as like California and Washington if you were to take it out of China. And it's all a mountain. But yeah, their religion, they only wanted Confucianism as a religion mixed with the traditional Chinese folk religion. The Chinese folk religion is where they, like in Mulan, and they worship their ancestors' spirits.
So what's the Japanese name?
Well, the Shinto is very similar to the Chinese folk religion. Shinto, they believe that there's spirits in rivers, spirits in rocks, spirits in trees, and they believe, and they have their folk religion. Because the Japanese are just Chinese that went from the mainland and went to Japan a few thousand years ago during all that. So they have a lot of the same culture, but Shinto is similar to. It's all ancestor. A lot of the Eastern countries, a lot of the Orient, they revolve. That's why they're so big into family, because it's all about ancestor worship and it's all about honoring your family. So it's like their religion is just worshiping nature and inanimate objects.
How long has it been since China has officially been ran by an emperor? Those 1800s, right?
I think that the last emperor, it was in like the
1908.
1908. Okay, yeah, because they had split. They had like China wasn't doing good at all. They'd been split. They had like we had like 8 countries. America is one of them. That's the time America, Japan, Germany, we all joined up. England, France, and we invaded China to get them to, because they made it to where we couldn't sell opium to them no more, and they're kicking out foreigners. And then we invaded. Yeah, so China, all this shit. Like, yeah, we got to think all the stuff that's led up to these little countries like them being kind of little assholes today.
What are the chances of China ever going back to an emperor system? I mean, they literally had it for thousands of years, and they've only had what they got now for roughly 100 and some change. You know what I mean?
Of their society, the complete collapse of the electricity around us, and like restart of civilization.
Right? Because I mean,
the emperor's
before 1908, China was China was the shit. China made history. China was history. The last 100 years, you know what I mean? It has turned to shit. Like it's a disgrace of what it used to be. And
there still are people that have that bloodline of the Ming Dynasty too.
yeah. Well, you figure, yeah, because look, literally 15 years ago, you could have met somebody who was still alive when there was an emperor in China. Now they're all dead. So literally everybody who was alive when there was an emperor in China is dead, unless you're like 130 years old, something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The emperor system, it seemed like it worked for them somewhat.
Who would be the one to decide which child would be qualified to be an emperor? Is there any kind of fucking
it would be from the
or legacy, or you know what I mean, fucking prophecy that's supposed to happen or some shit?
Well, it's based because a lot of times the emperor, they'll have like a couple hundred children because they have so many concubines. It'll be from like their favored wife, or it'll be from that's the emperorship's not necessarily determined, like as their whole family is a holy bloodline, whereas the Dalai Lama is
somebody from the last emperor's bloodline could step up and be like, no, and start a revolution within itself, kind of thing.
Yeah, but China has a history of revolutions.
That would be, I'm not going to lie, that would be pretty fucking cool to see as far as living history goes, to be alive when China rises up and goes back to what made China fucking as badass as its reputation is carried for the last 100 years, but its reputation's gone because its country is almost gone. You know what I mean?
It is. It was almost more harsh back then too, as well. But like I said, they never had their shit together there logistically in China. They've never had, because they have a bunch of different cultures and the different, you know how we talk about the different states here are having cultures. China is the same size as the U.S. So each one of their provinces used to be its own country at one point as well throughout their history. And it's always been hard for them. Like, let's say the people that can grow food, you know, they're saving that for themselves. They're not going to. So then, boom, you have like 50 million people starved to death up north because the people down south aren't wanting to send food up. So they've always had that. And the communist shit, I don't know. It's not necessarily communist, but having a strong unified government did them good. But whenever they'd always have kind of like weak, they've always said they had periods of really strong governments, dude. And then they'd have kind of like what they got now, a weak. The people would be weak.
Well, you figure there's going to be a lot of dissent, because even if you're the emperor, like I said, each little region had its own little warlord or whatever the fuck it was, lord. You know,
the emperor is heavenly mandated. So natural disasters like floods or starvations and droughts happening too much too often, they would blame the emperor for that shit too, and that would cause a lot of the. So I would see Xi. I could see Xi Jinping like. Do you think it would be him that would be crowned emperor of China?
No, I think he would be the one. I think he's going to be the one that starts the revolution for something different.
Fuck, he's going to give.
There are so many videos coming out of everybody just hating this fucking dude. I mean, there's a few loyalists to the party, so they go along just to go along. But there are the younger generation is who it is for the most part. They said it's a global awakening. The age of Aquarius coming up soon. Everybody's aware of themselves now, or you know. Say what?
Is there an exact like time and day, like a year for like a day that the stars align for it, like the whatever, you know what I mean, like so it'll be like that for a few thousand years, right?
Potentially. That's what technology changes the game, though. You know what I mean? We could literally, like, we saw America change literally overnight just with the switching of a president. A signature literally changed this country visibly in 2 weeks. So, you know, it's hard to tell anymore what the fuck can happen instantly, you know?
Yeah, we could look out fucking while we're talking, some crazy shit could happen, which I kind of hope sometimes.
Because you figure if we're nobody Americans talking about the struggles of the Chinese people, you know what I mean, then I'm going to assume that for a long time they've had their own little groups who have been talking about this and building shit up. You know what I mean? So with the COVID shit was the main thing that woke everybody up, and ever since then, every nation has had a group of people who have come together to talk about how much they hate the government. Every fucking nation, because of COVID.
More and more too.
Of some kind, yeah.
They used to be so blind for their love of the government. You know, you couldn't used to say people, they didn't separate the government's love and the country's love.
That's why I say the only thing Trump did was slow it down. Because if Trump would have lost, you know what I mean, it would have been fucking chaos. I firmly believe that. But eventually, Trump is not going to be there, and we're gonna slowly build back up to the shit show we've been seeing, unless something extremely fucking drastic happens. That's what it's gonna be. We got this little break because Americans' attention spans are short. The news cycle moves so fast. We only know shit like 2 or 3 days, and then we're on to the next 10 fucking headlines. You know what I mean? Look how much shit's happened over the last 6 years. Name 10 things right now. How, you know what I mean? We've literally had thousands of headlines go through our head over the last 10 years or the last 6 years, and we on the spot can, you know what I mean? Hardly know it. I think it's going to be the same kind of thing. Trump will be gone. JD Vance or what's his name from Florida will. I think the guy from Florida will probably be
DeSantis.
Yeah, DeSantis is showing his worth in the GOP conglomerate by throwing up that alligator Alcatraz so quick and riding Trump's nuts as hard as he has been. So I think DeSantis is the next president. Maybe I think it's going to be JD Vance as president, DeSantis as vice president, and DeSantis is going to run the next one or some shit like that. It's going to go somewhere along those lines, I do believe. But if the parties don't switch, it's going to be a Democrat again, no matter what, under the guise of, oh, I'm a Republican now. But they've all got Democratic ideas. So once Trump is gone, we're just slowly building back to bullshit.
Oh, shit. Give me a lot to think about.
Right, Roots. Yeah, there's too much information out there. You got the AI shit going now. It's
the videos are indistinguishable from real now.
I am counting every AI video that I'm seeing at this point. All the little Bigfoot shits that keep coming across my feed.
That shit cracks me up.
I can't watch it. I can't support it, man. That AI is fucking ridiculous.
That's evil. That shit cracks me. He's like, hanging out here with Yeti. I got him that, I gave Yeti that, what do you say? He's like, I got Yeti that honey pack. Let's see what happens.
Right? Like I've you know what I mean? I've watched a few. I see a few on other shits because they pop up on the clips shows and stuff. But I can't support it, man. I can't do it. We're pushing on. We literally cannot believe what we see or hear on a screen at this point.
This could be fake.
You know what I mean? It's getting to the point to where it's not worth being on the screen because you don't know what's going to be real. Especially in the next 5 years, it's going to be ridiculous.
Like, how many of the AI people that we see are actually just like pictures, like real people that they've kind of mismatched together from online, from social media and videos and different things of that nature.
Right.
The people in the AI videos, I think, could be them gathering people's info. Now, the AI thing, I like to listen to lore videos about Warhammer, Dungeons & Dragons, shit like that. Yeah. And these videos be 4, 5, 6 hours long. And some of these dudes will use AI prompted script to do it. And then some of these dudes will use their actual voices and get in the studio and do it for that time.
Yeah. I've been noticing that on a lot of the videos I'm watching is they got that AI generated voice. And I'm like, oh. You know what I mean? It just, I don't like it. I don't like the way it's heading. It's going to be fun. There's going to be some cool ass shit, but man, it's the trade-off's not worth it. I don't think.
We'll be old as fuck, dude. Honestly, by the time that shit gets like hyper advanced.
Shit, no, we're not. Look at what it was last year, as compared to what it is this year.
This shit last year was blurry images, like messed up details on their hands and shit.
Right.
Now it's like really good.
It is literally 10 times better in less than 6 months. Imagine what it'll be in 5 years, 2 years. Next week, you know what I mean? The Bigfoot video is perfect example. Have you seen the baby Theo Vaughn's? I mean, it's fucking hilarious. The baby Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan and shit. They got baby Trump. This little AI. Yeah. And then you've got the clips of Trump at the podium and shit, talking like Canada didn't attack because they're gay. You know what I mean? Some blah blah blah. And people are literally believing this shit is truth. And it's only like you got to pay attention to it and catch the tiny little details and actually know what you're listening to. If you're just somebody randomly walking by as you're listening to this, they're just walking by and they just hear Trump saying, yeah, they're a bunch of fags and commies. You know, you've seen the clips where he's just talking mad shit. And there's been other people, J.D. Vance, Obama, anybody you can think of has had these little clips made of them talking crazy shit. The Iran guy, there's a video of him at his press conference. You know what I mean? Talking like, oh, yeah, man, we got blown up. You know, the stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people are just walking by and they just hear a tiny little clip of whoever it is saying this. That's the, you know what I mean? It's the little earbug. It sticks in their head. They don't know where they heard it from, but they know they heard it on something that sounded professional. So they stick with it and they run with it. And that's the basis of a bias. Just like people who get their fucking news from Facebook, all these blue hairs who are getting triggered, even the Trumpers who are getting triggered by fucking headlines and random clips taken out of context. You know what I mean? That's all it's going to do is enrage people and make people believe shit that's not true. Because people over something that somehow it got planted in their head and they are willing to die and fight you because that's the fucking truth. They heard it somewhere and you can't convince them otherwise. That is the future of AI. It's fucking scary shit, man. Scary, scary shit. Right. And yeah, there's interviews on the street to where those people come up and they're AI and they're, you know what I mean? You got people with dragon heads and fucking giant gorillas and fucking, you know what I mean? Just all kinds of random shit. It's too much. Yeah, I don't know if I'm blocked. I'm just I'm being looked at right now for holding up a little fake gun for the game board. Yeah, the future's coming. We can't stop it. But I'm gonna try to do my part to not promote it as much. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. PlayStation 5, it is on my my wish list to get that this year. My PS4 is basically trash. I need the PS5 because I am gonna get GTA 6. It's gonna happen. I'm not anti-technology. I'm just worried about the future of technology. You know what I mean? Can't hear a thing you're saying.
I said I love video games, dude. Like, I believe you can abuse them, but that is a good technology. I've been around my whole life. I've been around your whole life. Some of these people have not been around, you know what I'm saying? But
video game is the new Hollywood. It's done and over with.
That's
females are gonna have social media and the men. Like I said, from anybody younger than the age of 50, pretty much, grew up with some kind of gaming console for the most part. You know,
Super Nintendo, My first system was a Super Nintendo when I was like, it was 1999. I was 5 years old. Or 6 years old. I was 6 years old. I didn't mean to.
I never liked the Super Nintendo. I liked the original Nintendo was the only one that I ever liked.
I got one of those when I got older. I did like it. I'm a PlayStation man all the way.
Yeah, I was Sega. Sega was my shit back in the day. Sega. Oh, that's it. Mortal Kombat and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Some people were saying Atari. Jane said Atari.
Yeah, GTA 6. It's March 28th of next year. So
really,
a little under a year now. It is. I mean, I geek out on every video I see about leaks and the maps and all that other shit. This is going to change the fucking GTA 6 is literally going to change the world. I'm calling it right now.
It's going to be good like that, you think?
It is going to have every aspect that you will ever need in a game to last you 20, 40 plus years. And if you're connected to the internet, it will literally be your game. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's how GTA 5 Online kind of is, but I'm thinking they're going to make the GTA 6 Online like a part of the, I don't know. Yeah, it's fucking, that's shit. I heard you're going to be able to enter every fucking building. You're going to be able to like, I heard you're going to be able to like fucking like do all kinds of shit in it.
All right. It's supposed to be like 700 plus buildings so far that estimated to be able to walk into. And then, you know what I mean? Hundreds of vehicles. Everybody in the all the NPCs are AI generated, so they've all got their own little fucking lives going on and shit. You know, it's gonna change the world. I'm telling you right now.
You've been watching any Black Mirror?
I've never seen a single episode.
It has some good episodes. Definitely a good show worth watching for sure. No, it has
I can't get into sitting down and watching. I can't sit down and watch anything anymore.
See, that's what's good about this. The episodes, none of them are connected with each other. So you could watch one episode and just take your time, and the next episode you watch is not connected to the other one. So every NPC will be grok?
Pretty much, Roots.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be crazy.
We'll just have to see. I want to play. I never got into any Red Dead or GTA or any of that. I want to.
What?
The games I want to. Like, they seem badass. The games I like, dude, like, the developers have turned all the games I like extremely gay and shit now. Like Mass Effects and shit like that. Like,
I couldn't get into the Mass Effect. I fucking hate Halo. I can't get into Halo for shit. I don't like the spacey type shit. And the far crazy graphics, like the techie type graphics, you know what I mean?
I can understand what you're talking about. That's how my one buddy is too. I don't know, because I like 40K so much. It's kind of made me. Have you been into 40K at all?
No, I haven't even looked into it.
I would say you don't want. I don't go down that rabbit hole, dude, because it's like you're talking about like 40-some plus years of history, learning it, and then also, I'm addicted to Warhammer, dude. It's not
I've
just
seen
building.
People who got like fucking 4 foot tall goddamn figures and shit.
Yeah, those are gonna cost you about $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Right.
I think about $4,000 or $5,000.
Like that's thousands of dollars right there.
But they can. There's a project I've been following this guy on YouTube. I would like to try to do it too. You can make your own, like there's like a 7 foot tall Titan. They're called Titans. Those giant robot things.
Yeah.
Because in the game they're walking. They're walking cities. They're walking cities. So, fucking you. Yeah, I would love to make a 7 foot tall one of these things. Do you think that'd be interesting?
How much would that cost?
I think about $200-$300 because you got to get all the different. Because you got to. I'm probably not that much. You're gonna 3D. See, Militant. He's on the. Good luck, buddy. Good luck now. Yeah, the Princeps are the ones that pilot the Titans exactly. So Militant
Nerd
does have
alert.
knowledge.
Nerd
Okay,
alert.
Militant has some knowledge on Warhammer. Okay, I'm wanting to go.
All right,
Starting to kind of go.
I will look into it because Guardian and shit. He geeks out on that shit
He
too.
loves it. Yes, and that's what made me want to talk to him.
Yeah, I will start looking into it.
Like it's the story. It's grimdark. They call it grimdark because humanity's future is not looking good. It's always violence and war, and to be a regular person in the future, your life's expendable. Like people, because there's quadrillions of people in the future of Warhammer, and it's
What is is there like a necromancer type, the Necrocons or whatever?
Necrons, they're so 60. I'm gonna give you a breakdown on the lore real quick. So 60 million years ago, the Necrons, they were living on their planet. They would die. They used to be flesh, but they would get cancer and die quickly because of the sun's radiation on their planet. So they had to advance kind of quickly. So they got into the stars. Then you have these other beings called the Old Ones who created the Eldari and the Orcs. The Eldari are space elves. So the Old Ones and the Necrons don't get along, and the Old Ones beat the Necrons pretty bad and put them back on their planet, and the Necrons are still suffering from this cancerous disease. Okay, so then the Necrons come across the Satan, which are these energy beings that eat stars and galaxies and stuff of that nature. And then the Satan teach the Necrons how to leave. It's called the I don't know. I don't murder me for not knowing the exact term, but it's called the Dermersis or something like that. But they leave their flesh, the whole race at once. They force the people that don't want to be in it, and they put them into the robots' bodies. And then they go into a big war with the space elves and the orcs and shit. And it gets crazy. But then 60 million years, you get the mainline Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. This is all the kind of stuff like. And in the books, they see these black pylons. Nobody knows what it is, but we as the audience knows that that's the Necrons. The Necrons, they're probably the best faction, power-wise.
Which is the more the low tech caveman type? Which one is that?
It's like they don't really exist, dude. If they do, they get wiped out. And I guess that would be the orcs. But the orcs, just because they're low tech, doesn't mean that they're not low. They're like the orcs are interesting. I like them a lot. They're a fungus race. They don't have male, female. They have their fungus. They spread like funguses, and from the fungus you can get orc, you can get a goblin, you can get squig. And the orcs, though, they get bigger as they win more battles, and they become if an orc believes something in Warhammer, it becomes true because their combined psychic might as a race like makes it happen. So they believe if something's red, it will go faster. So if the orcs paint their car red, that car will go faster because it's red. Or if it's purple, it'll make them. If it's purple, it'll make them hard to see, invisible. So if they paint it purple, they will become invisible. It's because the old ones created them like that. But the orcs are bad. The orcs 11th edition 40K is coming out next year, and it's gonna be orc based kind of deal.
How many different factions are there to choose from?
You got infinite, really, because you could create your own. The orcs have their own. So orcs have their own clans and shit. You could be Goth clan, Dread clan. So you got a bunch of that, and Space Marines got salamanders. I'm an Ultramarine player, but it goes like this. You got Drukhari, who are dark elves. You got orcs. You got Eldari, who are regular elves. You got Squats, Leagues of Voltan, who are dwarves. You got the Imperium, which is humans. And then you've got Necrons. I might be missing some. And you got the Tau. But within each one of these, like 7 or 8 factions right here, they have many different factions underneath them.
Right. What does a dark elf do?
Well, the elves they were the dominant civilization for millions of years. So then, for millions of years, they're dominant civilization. But then they started becoming hedonistic, like Sodom and Gomorrah, about 15,000 years before current timeline Warhammer. So there's something it's called the warp and chaos. It's like an alternate reality that is connected to this reality. So from the elves, all their torture and sexual shit. led to the birth of Slanesh, a chaos god, who's like a transgender deity, fucking crazy looking.
Who is the Dark Elf's biggest enemy?
It's Slanesh. That's all the elves, because they have to go around and torture and pirate, and like they make couches out of people while you're still alive. They capture, the more that they cause pain to other people, the more that Slanesh won't hunt them, because Slanesh wants to hunt down every elf soul, dark elf or regular elf. They're only dark elves because they chose to choose the torture route and to continue being hedonistic and having orgies. Whereas the other elves,
what's the strength of the what is it, Slanesh?
Slanesh is very powerful. Like humans feed you, like human emotions, psychic human energies, and 40k is what feeds all of these chaos gods. Slanesh's power, like the chaos gods, can't be necessarily. They're like forces of nature. She represents addiction and the happiness of getting a high, but also the pain of withdrawal and shit. And she represents sex, but also she represents like.
That is my army. That's who I'm going with.
Dude, Slanesh is dope. Yes, listen, I want you to get into them. Fulgrim is the badass Primarch, dude. And they got their units, they have noise marines.
Text that to me so I remember what the fuck it's called.
Slanesh, but dude, wait till you hear about Nurgle, dude. Nurgle, he's the god of filth and decay, and he's like, oh my god. I'm going to send you a couple of different things. I'm going to send you that because I would love for you to get into Slanesh as your army.
Yeah, I want to kill all the deviants, so that seems like a fitting.
But no, Slanesh should no. Slanesh is the example of deviancy.
Oh,
no, if you want to kill all the deviants, huh?
Yeah, I thought that's the one who I want to.
No, he's doing it to the elves.
The dark elves.
He's doing that shit to the dark elves and the regular elves as a result of what they was doing. Like, it wasn't as a punishment. It was them doing that. All the energy and all the pain of all that shit created him.
I mean, he represents deviancy, but he also represents accountability too.
And he represents accountability for your actions as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. That's who I'm going with.
Yeah. No, he's crazy, dude. No, and
take it easy, Leslie.
See you later, Leslie. You get into this Warhammer, dude. It's really gonna blow your mind.
Is there different armor and type of shit for each little group?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, your Emperor's Children people are like, they got their skin stretched kind of deal. They're more like, they're purplish kind of used to it. Yeah. But then, like I said, my guys, they got that blue theme going on with them. You could choose your own theme, because the way they did, you could be a Slanesh warband with your own color scheme going on too. Look what I did with the fire on this bastard and the gold.
Make yourself big, can you?
Let me see. They call this a Rebude Gilliman. In the community, they call him Rebude. They call him Rebude Girly Man. Dude. This shit is like football shit, like for real. Like the different factions, dude. I'll show you guys this shit.
Oh, that's fucking cool shit. I'm looking at some of the art
for Slanesh and all that.
Yeah.
Just all this shit is great, dude. This is you see where I did the highlights on this guy.
Oh, that is fucking badass.
And the paintings and like these all start off as gray. But Slanesh, that's a good one to get into, dude. And it's better to get into that. Yeah. See how it has a breast on one side and a man's chest on the other.
How much would a figure like that cost?
You could get it. That's a demon prince. That's a demon prince. So you could probably get a figure like that. Could go for like $100-$120.
Damn.
Because they're scaled up.
Does that wall still need to be painted?
And it still needs to be painted. Still, if you wanted to get it pro painted, you could probably get it for about $250.
Damn.
Pro painted.
That's crazy.
I don't know why they do that. They do that to the big characters like that. Yeah, they do that to the big. They don't cost them nothing but like $2 to make these models, but then they resell them for that.
Well, the value though is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this model right here, I'll show again. I got it for $25 on Christmas 2 years ago, and he came out. They have different box sets. I got him the Leviathan box set. I didn't get him in that, but yeah, now he goes through this model into. It's better to get the box set, spend $250, $300 on a box set versus spending $500, $600, $700 separately getting them. Because this guy, he goes for about $100 now.
Damn, hell yeah.
If I wanted to sell them, I could. I don't want to ever sell any of these guys. You know what I mean?
Right. That's crazy. I will definitely be looking into that because the action figure market nowadays is getting fucking ridiculous.
And they've got Joy Toy too. Joy Toy is like the action figure scale Warhammer.
Ooh, yeah, that's what I want to look into, some big shit.
And they McFarlane does too. McFarlane has some Warhammer figures as well.
Oh yeah, see, McFarlane is my shit. I'm looking at like 5 McFarlane deals right now.
Yeah. Nice. Well, dude, that's Slanesh all the way. That's you could be a Drukhari player as well, because that's like how they decorate their walls. The Dark Elves, they decorate their walls with shit like that. Kind of deal. Like, for real. They'll do shit like, you just have to look into it. Like, it's fucked up shit.
Yeah, I'm going to end up geeking out on it.
It will happen, dude. Yeah, it's become like, I didn't expect me to, I got into this shit. I was 30 years old and I got into this shit. And I'm going to be stuck on it forever.
That's what I'm saying. Action figures and video games is the future.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's better than Mastercraft or some shit too. That's what everybody has to hate on us playing video games.
So we're going to see an Xbox or PlayStation in the White House pretty soon.
Guaranteed. I mean, I bet you. Do you think JD Vance plays games?
He
used to play Magic.
Yeah, I'd say he probably used to.
You want to head? I'm about to cook me some food, I think, and walk this dog. We got 0 people in here now. I don't know if we got shut off or what. Let me go see.
No, it's just that time of day. People are cooking.
Yeah, I've always noticed that. I feel like the best times for us to do this shit is whenever I've done it with you early in the morning or kind of later at night. Or kind of like
about this time, people are getting home, just getting off work. Kids, you know what I mean? I guess school's out.
I'm going to have to change my schedule is changing soon and shit because my son will be starting school, so I'll be having the weekends off.
Yeah, Jane's there. Your numbers just aren't showing up.
There it is. I see it. Yeah. But probably have to head out of here. Get some shit done.
I got some steak marinating since about 9 o'clock this morning.
Fuck, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
The fuck, dude? That's just gonna be falling off the fucking. You're gonna be that's gonna be good.
I've been slow boiling it. It's the fajita meat. The little chunks of steak.
Yeah.
And I've been slow roasting them or slow boiling them, both. Steaming them, whatever the fuck. So they're like roast tender, and we're making a hillbilly gyro out of it, sticking it in a pita bread with the cheese and all that other good shit, lettuce.
Throw some peaches on it too.
Ew.
You never heard of that?
No.
Shit, that shit's good. I'll holler at you, dude.
Roots. We're what am I? I'm officially a what? What am I?
Oh yeah, he is now. He's a Slanesh cultist now. He's in for children.
I am Team Slanesh.
Yeah, he's Team Slanesh. Out of all the ones that you would have attached to, he's the one I least expected. But that's cool as fuck still. I would have thought you would have been a Corn guy. Corn likes. He's the god of blood and skulls.
I don't like skulls.
He does. Yeah, that's all he does.
The only reason I hate skull tattoos, but the only reason I have that one is just because I like the smirk. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it works as a cack. Yeah.
Militant, who do you like? Real quick, I want to find out which faction do you favor based on your studies. I'm going to end it on that. I might be getting a plague guard. This old dude that he's a regular guest at my job. He has like a whole box of Nurgle and Plague Marine shit. He's talking about giving to me. He's not even giving a fuck of the value of the box. He doesn't care. He didn't even.
Now, when you go to, I assume you do some kind of battle. I mean, they're playable pieces, right?
That's what it's meant for. It's like chess. Yes.
So, are you only allowed to bring one type of figure to the battle, or are you allowed to bring in different types?
You can bring in different types of units.
I mean, like, could I have a whatever army and a dark elf army? You know what I mean? Like, could I have an orc army and a dark elf army and play them at the same time against somebody else?
No, you could have ultra. You could have no, because they would because it could be two. You could have a dark elf and a regular elf army, but you cannot have the orcs. The orcs are too chaotic to ally with anybody. But the Necrons or the Tau could ally with the elves and so. But yeah, the orcs. I don't know. I don't think that. Yeah, most of the time. So people like you got your Tyranids and your orcs, and those are the ones who are gonna just they're just mindlessly killing shit. Here, let me show you this shit real quick. This is the people Slaanesha's army.
For the Emperor's children to rise under a new, because that sustained hit on their ranged weapons is just so nice. They will be transported around in a rhino between them, again, to keep them as safe as possible while cheeking out the top of them, because cheeky
Let me show you some of the combat.
For my final character, I have a Slaanesh.
Due to their amazing answer in a unit of 10 Tesla Immortals, we have a
very
I've done a Tesla target over here. You can get to it, but it's basically going to be a case of you're going to need to be out in
what the game board looks like.
I don't know what to do. Much like the Emperor's children, I have no self-control. So, I'm ready to move forward. Lucius and Flawless Blades disembarking.
Not having any of this, I have overwatched with the Sentinel construct that is the Doomstalker, and I have killed a whopping 4 of the Flawless Blades. Your name's not on the list. You're not coming in.
The Tormentors, having made my home objective,
are advancing
right
form,
I got a lot.
Perfectly,
I'm gonna have
some might say. Being practiced hilariously less.
I've been wanting to build these game boards.
Perfectly, like rolled a 1 on their advance. Rerolled it because Mercurial Host got another 1, but it's
shit. Once you get out there, build one.
X may hit you, chef.
I have a bunch of material.
What is the damage?
3 each.
I've taken 12. I've died
you can
twice.
literally do it in any shape or style you want, right? Like there's no literally build whatever the fuck you want.
Yep. Yeah, you can do like jungles, Arctic tundra, cityscapes, anything. If you have the space, I just don't feel comfortable doing that shit here, dude.
Well, I'm saying once you get out to the land, get you a little fucking spot.
Exactly. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, so when I get out there, it's gonna be building terrain like an absolute son of a bitch.
Oh, Bushido's a fucking Warhammer guy too?
Really? See, dude, that's crazy. I like all these years knowing about these guys, I didn't know that he's into this shit, and I just got into it, and like that's crazy.
Okay.
We got to now. You can hit him up on this shit too. All right, now you got 3 people. You got 4 people you can hit up on Warhammer now.
Yep, looks like I will be geeking out.
Yeah, dude. You got a bunch of bad.
That's the first thing I thought, because I've seen the game boards before, a little bit hit and miss, and I want to build one.
Shit, that'd be the best way. That'd be a good way to do, dude. Like you could, yeah. Liz, I see people selling game boards and shit, like, and it doesn't look like it's a bad thing to do. It's like it's, yeah. Dude, you could open up. I want to.
You build one outside.
Build it outside? I think it'd take you 1 day to build some shit like that. Not even the whole day.
That way you can make it fucking big as shit. Do a full-blown 4x8 sheet.
They have Armageddon battles.
Just put an awning over it. That'd be fucking sweet.
And who knows who's into this shit in your area? I've often thought about trying to like set up a like I don't know about charging people to come play at it, but you could like imagine like you do that and people finally got a place to play at in your area.
Hey, that might be something to look into in future endeavors. You know what I mean? Instead of an arcade like it used to be. I've been there's still like arcades are dead, but I noticed there are still comic book stores holding on that still do Magic tournaments, and I've seen a couple signs for people who do like a Warhammer fucking night or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So I know it's still around. I just don't know the kind of market that there is.
I spent $110 on this. I'm not going to
Damn.
open it up. This is the highest selling set in Magic history. It's been around for 32 years. That's the Final Fantasy mix-up. And usually they don't put, this is a Universe Beyond, and usually they don't put them out into the standard set like that.
You better put that thing in the box, man.
Yeah, I'm keeping it because like it's that right now. It's they usually come out. They usually come out valued at 50. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on the things I follow, they've been saying, I'm going to my YouTube studio. They've been saying that the value on these boxes are going to go down. I believe it's going to keep going up.
I mean, it might go down, it might dip eventually, but shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah. I mean, you see like Pokemon cards and all that other shit. Like that stuff is just gaining momentum like a motherfucker. That's what I said. That's the future. Action figures, video games. That is the future.
How do I enable jewels?
I have no idea. But on that note, all right, y'all. I gotta go get dinner situated. Pilgrim, my brother, appreciate you.
It was nice talking to you, brother.
Look forward to you doing some more shit out there at the cabin, getting shit done.
It'll be soon.
Receipts, you know what I mean? All right, y'all. Good day.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna see y'all later. Peace out, Hutch. Jane, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I wish. I want to. I'd love to accept that. I would definitely love to accept that. Let me try to figure that out. What the heck? Let me look that up real quick. It's always good to talk to Hutch. I miss the days whenever we'd all be talking once or twice a week, the whole crew. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's been a while since I've talked to a couple of these guys. It's good. It does feel good that to, keep up with them. Everybody, we all busy. Everybody's busy as fuck all the time. It looks like. Do I not have the jewel? Huh. I do need to know that real quick, too. I would like to... Jane, thank you so much. God bless you, girl. Got the pivotal time in my life. I definitely accept it. I definitely need anything I can get. And I definitely... Anything... Honestly, like, even when I say y'all in here talking with me, y'all don't understand. Let me see. How do I look at it? I'm trying to look at it. Let me see. I don't like, I don't want, I hate, I don't, I would just, you don't have to do nothing like that. You don't have to jewel, you don't have to super chat or nothing, girl. Let me see. I would definitely be honored for sure. But you don't got to do nothing like that. I'm trying to figure. I think it would be cool to see what the jewel thing looks like. Though. I wonder why the heck it's not. I'm looking at my earn tab. Oh, we might got something going. Give me about 10 seconds. It says that the gifts are enabled. Yeah, it's saying that it's enabled. Well, thank you so much, girl. Yeah, and you've been here for the past 4 years. Yeah, like honestly, like sometime if I think about not doing my YouTube channel or hopping on it and doing stuff on it, I do think about people like you, G Monana, Tiger, Leslie. You know, yeah, the guys, the ladies that been people in general. They've been like having my back. Been there for the supporting me through my highs and my lows. Y'all are. I want you to know, like I truly believe y'all are special to me for sure. Like. It's just the show and you guys are inseparable for sure. And it's just like I don't know. I often think like I would like I don't know. I want to do a show good with me, Hutch, Tribe, Backwoods, Doc Mac, all those guys, everybody all in one. You know, get our program going. But I'm gonna hop on here. I'm gonna go ahead and get the dog a walk. Thank you, Leslie. Jane, Leslie, Cherokee, Militant. Gunslinger was in here. Make sure I ain't missing nobody else. I'm gonna give it right. 231, he was in here for a minute. Steph was in here. I'm gonna pop off, but I'm probably gonna hear in about like an hour or 2 hours or so, maybe about 10 or 11 my time. I'm gonna throw old time radio on, a little sleep stream, have that going all night. Well, peace out, guys. Once again, nice talking to y'all. Can't wait till the next time we talk again. Peace.